Ever wonder what keeps our world from falling apart? One minute you're strolling down the street, humming your favorite tune, and the next, poof, the air burns your lungs, the sky turns eerie, and buildings start crumbling. What if all the oxygen on Earth vanished for just 60 seconds? It's a wild thought, right? Today, we're diving into two mind-blowing scenarios. One where only the atmosphere's oxygen disappears, and another where every single oxygen atom is gone. Grab a seat. This is going to be a fun, chaotic ride through an oxygen-free world. Scenario 1. The air loses its oxygen. Imagine you're standing outside, maybe daydreaming about your next vacation, when the atmosphere's 21% oxygen vanishes instantly. The sky shifts, less vibrant blue, more unsettling gray, because oxygen molecules help scatter sunlight to create that classic blue hue. This scattering, called Rayleigh scattering, relies on gases like oxygen to bounce shorter blue wavelengths around. But before you can squint at the weird sky, your body's screaming, "What just happened?" The first few seconds. In 1 second, the air pressure plummets, as if you've been zapped from sea level to 6,500 feet up a mountain. Your eardrums pop painfully, some might even rupture, because the sudden loss of 21% of the atmosphere's molecules causes a drastic pressure drop. Atmospheric pressure is about 101.3 kPa at sea level. Losing oxygen slashes it significantly. Tiny capillaries in your skin and eyes burst, leaving you dazed. It's like the world's worst scuba dive, but without the water. By 3 seconds, you're gasping, but the air, now mostly nitrogen and trace gases, feels useless. Your cells need oxygen for cellular respiration, the process that converts glucose into energy. Without it, your body's like a phone with no charger. You're inhaling, exhaling, but it's all pointless. Nitrogen can't fuel your cells. Panic spreads as people around you clutch their throats, eyes wide with confusion. Nitrogen makes up 78% of the air now, but it's inert for human needs. The chaos builds at 5 seconds. You're still hanging on, but it's rough. The human brain can survive about 60 to 120 seconds without oxygen before permanent damage starts. You're dizzy, your vision's blurring, but you're not out yet. Meanwhile, the world's falling apart. Cars stall as internal combustion engines, which mix fuel with oxygen to create tiny explosions, sputter out. That V8 engine in your neighbor's truck? Now it's a glorified lawn ornament. Fires die instantly, no oxygen, no combustion. Fire needs the fire triangle: fuel, heat, and oxygen. Firefighters might high-five for a second, but they're gasping too. By 10 seconds, the stakes skyrocket. Planes are in freefall. Jet engines, which rely on oxygen to burn fuel, stall, and the air pressure around wings drops, slashing lift by about 20%. A Boeing 737 cruising at 35,000 feet drops hundreds of feet in seconds, like a roller coaster gone rogue. Oxygen masks deploy, but yikes, they're pumping nitrogen. Emergency tanks rely on compressed oxygen, but in this scenario, that's gone too. Nitrogen inhalation causes throat burns, muscle spasms, and zero relief. Pilots fight to glide, but they're fading fast, just like the passengers. The halfway mark. At 15 seconds, the lack of oxygen hits harder. Your muscles weaken as your cells starve. Each cell's mitochondria need oxygen to produce ATP, the body's energy currency. If you're running or climbing stairs, you're in worse shape. Your oxygen reserves were already low. Meanwhile, the ozone layer, made of O3, 3 oxygen atoms, is gone. The ozone absorbs 99% of the sun's harmful UV rays, but without it, UV radiation floods the planet. Your skin starts to burn, like a bad day at the beach times 1,000. UV exposure can cause DNA damage in seconds, increasing risks of mutations or cancer later. By 30 seconds, you're on your knees, vision tunneling. The UV onslaught melts ice caps and heats oceans. Global temperatures spike as if Earth's thermostat jumped to solar oven mode. Without ozone, UVC rays, normally blocked, hit the surface, raising temperatures rapidly. Your DNA's taking a beating, and your muscles barely work. If you're near a building, you might notice cracks forming. Concrete needs oxygen in its chemical bonds to stay stable. Concrete contains calcium oxide, which relies on oxygen for structural integrity. The final stretch at 60 seconds, you're turning blue, a condition called cyanosis, as your blood's oxygen is depleted. Brain cells die off, risking permanent damage. Just 4 to 6% brain cell loss can be fatal. If you were swimming or exercising, you're likely unconscious already. High-altitude communities, like those in the Andes, might last a few seconds longer, due to adaptations like larger lung capacities, but even they're struggling. Aquatic animals, however, are fine. Fish and whales rely on dissolved oxygen in water, which holds enough for a minute. Seawater contains about 5 to 10 milligrams per of dissolved oxygen. Whales like the Cuvier's beak whale can hold their breath for 3 hours and 42 minutes, so they're probably napping through this chaos. Hummingbirds, with hearts beating 1,200 times a minute, aren't so lucky. Their high metabolism means they're goners fast. Plants are a mixed bag. They need oxygen for respiration in their mitochondria, but photosynthesis, turning sunlight, CO2, and water into glucose and oxygen, keeps going. Plants produce about 0.5 to 2% of Earth's oxygen daily. It's not enough to save you, but it's a flicker of hope in this mess. The big return at 61 seconds, oxygen rushes back. You gasp, cough, and feel your heart race as oxygen floods your cells. Your heart pumps 5 to 6 liters of blood per minute, now reoxygenated. Some folks are still out cold but breathing. Others need CPR to avoid brain damage. The pressure shift from oxygen's return might mess with your ears again, but you're alive. The world's a mess. Crashed planes, stalled cars, UV-damaged skin, but recovery's possible. Studies suggest 70 to 80% of people could survive with prompt medical care. Scenario 2. All oxygen vanishes. Now let's turn the dial to apocalyptic. What if every oxygen atom in water, rocks, your body disappears? This isn't just bad, it's world-ending. Instant catastrophe. In 1 second, your history. Your body, 60% water, H2O, breaks apart as oxygen vanishes, leaving a cloud of hydrogen and other atoms. Every living thing, humans, dogs, trees, vaporizes. The Earth's crust, 45% oxygen, crumbles into silicon, iron, and aluminum dust. The crust silicates, like SiO2, lose their oxygen, destabilizing the planet's surface. Buildings collapse as oxygen in concrete's chemical bonds disappears, leaving piles of lime and silica. Mountains dissolve, and the planet starts to disintegrate. By 2 seconds, the oceans vanish. Without oxygen, H2O becomes hydrogen gas, which floats into space. Earth's gravity can't hold light hydrogen without oxygen's weight. Rivers dry into beds of salt and calcium. Clouds made of water droplets are gone. Nuclear power plants blare alarms as cooling water evaporates, causing meltdowns. A typical reactor needs thousands of gallons of water per minute to cool fuel rods. Radiation leaks, but there's no one to witness it. The planet falls apart at 3 seconds. Metals get bizarre. Oxygen's oxidation layer normally prevents metals from fusing, but without it, cold welding kicks in. This happens in space, where metals bond without heat. Skyscraper frames fuse into eerie skeletons amidst concrete dust. Wood, 40% oxygen, collapses into carbon and nitrogen piles. Cellulose, wood's main component, is C6H10O5. The Earth's surface is now a swirling cloud of particles with no solid ground. By 5 seconds, the planet's core, mostly iron and nickel, might hold together. Recent studies suggest the core has less oxygen than thought, maybe 1 to 5%. The remaining dust and molecules are pulled toward the core, forming a new, oxygen-free planet. It might look like a glittering orb of pyrite, fool's gold, or iron sulfide. Pyrite, FeS2, contains no oxygen. This new Earth is alien. No water, no life, just a barren ball in space. The ripple effects. From 5 to 60 seconds, the chaos stabilizes. The particle cloud orbits the core, slowly compressing into a new planet. Gravitational collapse could take hours, but the process starts fast. Without oxygen, no molecules form water, concrete, or organic compounds. The atmosphere, if any, is a thin mix of nitrogen and trace gases, useless for life. Earth's original atmosphere was likely 95% nitrogen before oxygen built up. The oxygen returns at 61 seconds. Oxygen reappears, snapping back into place. Atoms bond instantly, reforming water, silicates, and other compounds. Water rains down, flooding the planet into a global ocean. Earth's water volume, 1.4 billion cubic kilometers, would cover the surface in a deep layer. The crust partially reforms, but it's a water world now. No land, no life. Given millions of years, life might restart. Life first appeared 3.5 billion years ago under similar conditions. New creatures, maybe bizarre fish or algae, could evolve, but they'd be nothing like us. Oxygen's more than just air. It's the backbone of our planet. In Scenario 1, losing atmospheric oxygen for 60 seconds causes chaos, but leaves room for survival. Your ears pop, planes crash, and UV rays burn, but many could pull through. In scenario 2, losing all oxygen obliterates everything. Life, land, oceans in seconds. Oxygen holds together 45% of the crust, 60% of your body, and 100% of water's structure. Without it, Earth's just cosmic dust. This thought experiment shows how one element keeps us, our buildings, and our planet intact. Next time you breathe, give oxygen a little high five. It's not just keeping you alive, it's stopping the sun from frying you, holding buildings together, and keeping Earth from turning into a pile of space dust. Feeling curious for more? Check out What If Earth Stopped Spinning, or What If You Had to Pay for Oxygen, for more wild science adventures. Until then, keep breathing, and be thankful you can.